Hey everybody, Logan here. I'm doing something. Well, it's been a long time since these games came out, whether you're talking Gen 1, Gen 2, what have you, the original Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. Doesn't matter, it's been quite some time. So, I've gone throughout the years, bought them, traded them in, bought them, kind of wish I didn't. But I've collected some of them back, and what I'm talking about are Pokemon games. So, as you can see right here, I have red, blue, and yellow. Buddy of mine, John, big fan of the channel, thank you John, actually gave me the Pokemon Red, which I greatly appreciate, and I purchased blue and yellow from GameStop, I don't know, a number of years ago before the retro game spike, for 15-20 bucks a piece, maybe less. They had a buy two get one free on retro games, and I did the same thing with gold, silver, and crystal. All of these were in one set, and I think I did a video on it in the early days of the channel. I don't quite remember. Oh, I also have Pokemon Ruby, which I forgot to grab off the shelf. But another cool thing, again, thanks John, he gave me some of his older Pokemon manuals and other game manuals, and they happen to include Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Gold, and an old version of the Pokemon Red guides. So, with that being said, I was like, alright, I have them half complete, but I don't have boxes. And trying to find these boxes are rather tough. So what did I do? I went to Etsy. You know what's in here? And it arrived today? Repro boxes. So, they look nicer on the shelf when I put them up there. I have some Game Boy Advance games in the box, the original ones, but these are almost impossible. So, depending on how I like these, as you can see, I haven't opened them up yet. I'm going to open them up yet in just a moment. And we're going to put them all together. I bought the repro boxes and the paper sleeve that goes on the inside, to the holder to hold the cartridge. And if I like these, I'll even tell you where I got them on Etsy and tell you the name of the seller, if I'm impressed. Otherwise, I don't want to put them down, or, hey, we'll see. I'll open these up, see how they turn out. But as you can see, I haven't opened them yet. I literally just picked them up out of the mailbox. So let's see. Okay, so here we go. I thought it'd be appropriate to put out a Pokemon mat. But as you can see, I have silver, gold, crystal, blue, red, yellow. None of these are repro cards. They're all original. And ruby. So, there we go. Now, we're going to... Let me move these further out of the way. We're going to open up the envelope. Should have probably grabbed the bigger knife, but hey, this should do. It'll do. It'll do fine. There we go. Put that aside. There we go. See anything else in here? No, nothing else in there. Alright, so he packaged them pretty decently. Now, those are the inserts right here. And they just fold. I was actually looking for these. Oh, that's the GBA one. And those are the regular Game Boy, as you can tell. So I was looking for these on Amazon. Couldn't find them, so I bought them from him. Now, these were $6.49 a piece for each of the boxes. As you can see, they don't... He uses different, I guess, papers for them, but they look pretty good. Not original. Was this shiny back in the day? I don't quite remember. I think so. I think a lot of these were. But that's still very nice to have. They look really good. Not quite perfect, but hey, printed very nicely, and they're going to look nice on the shelf. And to have the games in here. I do have Pokemon Green, but I don't remember if he had green or not. But green is the actual repro because we never had green over here. It was red, blue, and yellow. We had blue instead of green. So that was it. That's the only reason I didn't buy it. I'm not sure if he had it. I don't quite remember. So there we go. Those are all the ones. 1 GBA, 3 Game Boy Color, and 3 regular Game Boys. They were $6.49 a piece, like I said, but each one would come with the insert and the cardboard. So let's take this. Let's start with Pikachu. Now, Pikachu version was actually my first version, and then I got the blue. My buddy Chauncey at the time, he had red, and I got yellow because I like Pikachu, not knowing that this was actually the harder game because you would start in Pallet Town, and then you'd have to go fight Brock, who was, rock type. And Pikachu did not fare too well against rock type. So you had to make sure you caught yourself a bug or, let me see. How does this go? Because let me see. It's supposed to go like that. What am I doing wrong here? See, that's one thing. I've always been bad at these things. Okay, let me see. Because if you just do this, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up, me. Don't do that. Okay, I see it, but I know I'm messing this up. All right, so if I do that, bend that way, right? That's not supposed to bend that way, correct? Okay. I'm terrible at this, apparently. So I get that's supposed to bend this way, right? Let me try to bend each piece because I really don't want to mess these up because I already see myself tearing it. There's got to be an easy way to do this, right? What am I doing wrong? Don't tear this. Don't tear it. Okay, come on. Are they connected there? No. Shouldn't that be bent? Shouldn't that be bent? Because the cartridge would go here, so that should bend. All right, I'm going to stop for a second, try to get this right, and not break it on camera. Okay, so here we go. It was just a simple movement this way, and it just moves on its own. So I was overthinking it. So I just didn't want to break it. So here we go. This goes in here. This should. Same thing. Fold this way. Fold this way, right? Okay, fold that way. Now, did these always go like this? And like this? Or did these go this way? I think that went that way, right? Right? And then this went this way? What am I doing wrong? If this was a puzzle that depended on me putting this together to save my life, I'd be dead. I feel like a fool doing this. This way? This way? No. This way? Yeah, just this way, right? And then that goes... Does that go that way? That goes that way, right? They weren't supposed... Ah! Okay. I probably did something wrong there. I'm hoping that's correct. I really don't know. I do not remember. My old age is causing me problems. So, and then that goes in there. So it gives you enough space for the manual, but I do not have the manual for that. Now, one thing I did purchase quite some time ago, and I accidentally purchased too many, are these little things from Amazon. What do you say these are? Me having a problem not opening them ahead of time. They're plastic protectors for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color boxes. So anytime I get a new Game Boy game, I should have put these together ahead of time. These are a bit easier to put together, but you know, they are plastic, so they will fight you. But once you get them together, it'll be fine. Come on, get in here. Get in there. See, get in there. There we go. So, there you go. You just got to make sure they're folded correctly and whatnot. And then you can put these in here. They fit perfectly. That's nice. Like that. And boom. There you go. So that's how each of these are going to look. So like I said, I have red, blue, ruby, gold, silver, and crystal. So what I'm going to do is, what do we have here? Let's put together the Game Boy Advance one just to see, and then I will take a pause in the video for you guys, so I'm not making you sit here and watch. So is it this way again? Let me not screw this up this time. This box is a little more rigid, I guess you can say, than the other one. It feels a bit more rigid. So if I do this, and then just, do I go like this? See, I'm already screwing this box up. Like, back like that, right? Me being old, not knowing how to put together boxes. Sorry, I was never a boxer put together. Okay, so there we go. And like I said, this is the Game Boy Advance one. I wonder how many people are either cringing at me doing this or yelling saying, "What are you doing? Don't do it that way. Don't do it that way." See, the other time I just moved it like that. There we go. See, there we go. There we go. Bend that through there. There we go. Bend that through there. You don't even have to do that. It'll just fit sideways. Put that there, put that there. Now the thing is, I don't know if it'll fit with the Game Boy case because Game Boy never came with cartridge cases like this. So yeah, I didn't think that would fit. But you could just put the cartridge in there. Fits pretty snug. Here, enough room for the booklet. Let's grab the booklet, which I do have right here. And Booyakasha. Booklet. And there we go. So it makes them semi-complete. You know, we do know they're not completely original boxes, but it does have the original book and the original cartridge. So this will help it go up in value just a bit. But if you do sell these, like if you buy these and then sell them, make sure you list it as a repro box, because you can cause a lot of problems. Just make sure you tell people that the box is a reproduction. So that's pretty cool. Now we're going to fast forward through the video or through time for you guys, and all the boxes will be put together like that. Okay, so here we go. I got a little zoom out here just a little bit just to show you how each of them look. We got the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color, and the OG Game Boy. Now it took me about 10-15 minutes to put everything together, which is not that big of a deal because I included the plastic cases that go around them. So as you can see, they look really good. I think these are quality boxes. Once I got the hang of putting the inside trays together, it went like that. There's a little trick to it where you just fold it at the bottom and whoop, and then they slide right up. So that's the crystal. Yeah, you can tell some of them aren't the original just by the way it's printed and the colors. But hey, you know what? This is going to look really nice on the shelf. It's going to make your collection look a little better. It's going to make them look a little more OG, which I really do like. Now, there are other options. There's another game case one where you can get Game Boy Advance games, but put them in the... or Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. There we go. And put them in DS style cases. And then they put the artwork around them. They do have those options and stuff. There's different sites for those. I am looking into those, so I might save that for a later video, depending on who I decide to use. But the person or the name on Etsy is TCG Paper. They're the ones who made these. I think these are pretty good. Just look them up on Etsy, and then they have all kinds of Game Boy boxes. A lot of the different Pokemon ones. I decided to go with all the classics for the ones I have. Now, a couple of different people do make the ones for the repro carts and stuff like that, or the mods or stuff like that. But I wanted the OG ones, the ones that are the actual Pokemon games. And I really, really do like these. I think they did a bang up job. So thank you guys so much. I'm glad I ordered from you guys. I will probably be ordering from you again. Like I said, that's TCG Paper. That's really cool. So great quality work. Now, one thing, if you're interested in doing this, it's rather inexpensive. And from my understanding, they do raise the value of the cartridge and the game altogether. Not going to be as much as if you had the OG boxes, the original ones, of course, but you're looking at probably anywhere from a $10 to $20 price bump, depending on the buyer. But me, this is just for my collection, so it looks nicer on the shelf. I don't plan on getting rid of any of these Pokemon games anytime soon. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This was a very different video. I don't usually do videos like this, but hey, I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be interesting, and maybe you guys like this. So I do plan on getting other repro boxes for games that I have, like certain Game Boy ones, like my Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. Down the line, when I do get those, I'll make videos of those as well if I see that it's, good enough to make a video on. But hopefully you guys like this. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video, and like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.